outcome of this match should also dictate or at least contribute to however the top 8 would look like. And Mawts has a win rate of 40% in the first 2 weeks. But man, yung Ganryu pick niya really did shake things up, and it is giving him much more mileage in this tournament.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the day started about how players with more options have a better chance of shocking everyone and using their trump picks, and that Ganryu really did change that up for him. What are the chances he's gonna bring out the Ganryu, because he did use the Nina in their first meeting?
I mean, let's see. Nina is also a good pick against King. I'm not sure how Mao sees rock and roll. Yes, there's also a chance that I can't really tell definitely kung ano yung gagamitin ni Mouse. There's also a chance that he will bring out Ganryu. But if for rock and roll, I'm quite sure that he will go for King. Kasi he's on a roll.
Okay, and let's talk about the standings. Okay, what does Mawts need to get for him to get a comfy lead against Jules?
That's a very that's a very tricky question, because that would depend on how Jules will perform. As we mentioned earlier, no matter how good Mawts gets, I mean, he could get 6 points for dito sa mga matches niya. But if Jules also gets 6 points, no.
Imagine, it's just a 1 point margin difference between Jules and Mawts. 23 versus 22. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a battle of inches. So every point, every damage, every rage drive counts, because Mawts needs to try to get as much points as he can and hope that Jules has a hard time coming up with points today.
And being in this situation, in this time at this particular time of the program, we still haven't seen Jules. So Mawts doesn't have that standard yet as to how good he needs to perform. So he needs all he needs to do is to just do his best, get as much points as he can, put the pressure on Jules, and cross his fingers.
That's tough, aiming at a target you don't see. You don't know how high the bar Jules is gonna. You don't know how high the bar is gonna be set by Jules. So that is a very tough spot to be in for Mawts.
Right. So as for now, I think Mawts needs to go for a 2-0 in your best option. Yeah.
And it's gonna be a tough task against Rock and Roll, because Rock and Roll is in a hot streak right now. He just 2-1 Dojin. His confidence must be shooting through the roof. And I'm pretty sure he's still going to be sticking to that King.
Yes, that is true. I mean, after defeating Dojin with a King, bakit ka magpapalit? You're on a streak. You're already feeling it, man.
And I think this format, or this type of conference shows like which players run with momentum, and it shows that if you're warmed up and you're ready, you do really well. So it's looking really tough for Mawts, because he's coming in cold to this match.
And looking at the previous matches, I mean, history has proven how much momentum plays in this game. So momentum is everything. If it shifts, whoever momentum favors wins the game. So.
That's true. And just to remind everyone that everyone's looking at the spot where Coffee Prince is at. Just to remind everyone, he's sitting at 26 points. Jules not too far behind with 23 points. And Mawts, one of the players that we're about to see next, go up against Rock and Roll, is only 22 points. So 1 point shy from the top 8.
And you know what? Coffee Prince not getting any point from that match against Doge, it puts him in hot water. So it's really dangerous. He really needs to get points from Vermilion, especially if Mawts and Jules does well in their matches.
So will we actually see Coffee the Gatekeeper Prince? Because I remember in Season 1, he was just sitting right there and playing Gatekeeper in the top 8 spot, because he's so close. Jules is currently playing Gatekeeper, but again, this day is a long day, Hottie. It could change with a snap of a finger.
I mean, or a push of a button. Whatever happens, I'm pretty sure we will have a hype top 8 come the 26th.
While we're waiting for this match, if I may ask your predictions, because we're looking at 4 players right now. We're looking at Coffee Prince, Jules, Mawts, and Pika. Who do you think is going to be the top 7 and 8? Not in any order.
Okay, 7 and 8 for me. I'll go with Jules and Mounts.
Jules and Mawts. You want to share your insights, or you want to hear mine first?
I was kinda on the fence kung magta-top 8 si Coffee Prince, but looking at how he performed earlier, then yeah, mas nag-solidify yung choice ko to go with Jules and Mouths. Simply because looking at who they are facing stats wise and historical records, they have a better chance of getting points as compared to Coffee.
Yeah, and I'll just play a little devil's advocate here at the start of the day, but the first match kind of just made my confidence go down just a little bit. I wanted to go for Coffee Prince and Jules, but you do shine a great point there in terms of who Coffee Prince is going up against, number 1 and 2 spot. You know, he now has to fully secure himself. He has to do one of the impossible tasks, getting 2-0 against Vermilion. Really depends on how Jules is going to do, because he's the one that sets the pace of the entire match. But I do believe that we will see at least one Omega in top 8.
Yes, definitely. I'm hoping and counting on that. But going back to Coffee Prince, parang yung position niya or yung situation niya now is like a good news, bad news. Hey, you know what? You're in top 7. All you have to do is get 3 points and you're in. Bad news is you're going up against Dojin and Vermilion.
You should have told me the bad news first. But yeah, that's the cards that are dealt to Coffee Prince. And yeah, going up against Dojin at the start, a heartbreaking match was Dojin 2-0ing Coffee Prince, keeping him steady. He's a sitting duck right now in a spot in 26. So rest assured that Jules, I think this is a boost of confidence in Jules for him to come into his matches today.
Let's see. We're seeing Mouths next, so Mouths versus RakEnRoL. Well, after this match, we'll pretty sure have a clearer picture as to how things would go by. Would go by during the course of the day.
Yeah, we talked about a lot about fate and destiny and how these matches have a lot of weight to it. And this is one of those pivotal matches, ladies and gentlemen, that will set the stage for our playoffs. Mouts needs to get a lot of points, needs to put more points away from him and Jules for him to secure that spot. And also, just to get a little ahead of myself, Mouts is actually going up against Pika after this match we're going to witness. And that is going to be crazy.
And that is one of the matches that I really want to see, because they are part of the 4-way rumble. Whatever whoever wins that not only solidifies his position getting into the top 8, but also stops the other player from getting in his way. So it's really exciting to see how that match between Pika and Mouths would turn out.
And having the incentive of Pika being brothers with Jules gives him that fire underneath him for him to perform better, so that he can at least solidify his brother or a fellow Omega being at the top.
Yes, that is true. Hindi lang niya magkukuha ng points to get into the top 8. He's also assisting his brother just by stopping Mouths. So let's see. First match of Mouths against RakEnRoL. There you go. Nina versus King. Let's go.
Ooh, a legacy match. Let's do this. Legacy characters, King versus Nina over here at the arena. Wow, that rhymes. So,
this is Tekken 5 King that we're seeing, and Tekken 6 Nina.
Whoa. Shades of old. So now let's see how RakEnRoL will perform. They both slowing down the pace of the match. Gets the shove. Really trying to shove Mouth to the wall, but nice movement from Mouth, able to collect this huge combo.
And it's funny that he didn't capitalize on the counter hit. So here comes Mouth. That gave Mouth some breathing room and gave him a chance to get those combo underway.
20 seconds in, and Mouth is dictating the pace of this match and really controlling what RakEnRoL is going to do next. He does have rage, so the comeback factor is available for RakEnRoL.
I mean, we saw what he could do. He proved us But then again, let's go to the next round. But what I was going to say.
Yes, go.
He proved what his comeback factor, his comeback game kay Dojin. And that was Dojin.
Yes. And now he's trying to put that on display now while Mawts tries to find an opening in the defense of RakEnRoL, but RakEnRoL just keeps trying to swing for the fences here.
Look at that. He stopped Mawts for going to that down back 2. But there's the launch again in favor of Mawts. Went for wipe the floor.
Watch out, tries to slide in, but RakEnRoL misses the grab, tries to go for the DDT. Mawts is picking him apart on the feet. One more will do it. Rage drive to close it out for Mawts.
He went to go for the best option. I mean, he went for the best option. He went for a mid. Even if that was blocked, it would still be in his favor because of the frame advantage.
That is true. And now, you know, RakEnRoL has to pick up the pieces here and has to start playing pickup. Has to just try to mount a comeback here because Mawts, with 2 rounds, is running away with this match.
I think something is wrong with the decision making of RakEnRoL. He has been committing errors from the first round pa lang. And I think he needs to get his head in the game. He needs to capitalize.
That's true. Okay. Gets a grab here, connects it. Backdrop. One more would do it. Okay. Atomic drop. Wow. Okay, one more. Oh my god, he's gonna go for the buster ender.
And the guy, who was that? Was that you, Poch?
That was me. Sorry. I need to sit down. I need to sit down.
Yeah, please, Poch.
Okay. Professionalism.
Yes.
And now Mawts. Wow, Flappy all the way to the left side of the arena.
Okay, big error there for Mawts. He went for a mid mix-up, but here comes RakEnRoL again, attempting to go for a multi-throw.
A blonde bond finish. Okay, Nina also has grabs of her own. Gets him out of that abdominal stretch. Now just needs one more clean hit for him to solidify this first match. Probably sees the momentum to tie with Jules. Gets the push. Nice clothesline. Follows it up with a rage drive. Grabs her while she's down.
Just like that. I mean, it could have gotten way he could have gotten that round had he pushed a little bit more. Kaya lang, it was too late when he got his momentum.
Yeah.
Mawts was already on the brink of getting the match before the tides turned for RakEnRoL. So yeah.
Yeah, and just to bring it back to how he faced Dojin, he did need to adjust to the Devil Jin pick. So it might be just RakEnRoL feeling out his opponent because he, like you mentioned, he did have to get his head in the game and start to optimize his strings and combos. But you know what? Let's see how this plays out. This is a good vote of confidence from Mawts, getting that one over RakEnRoL, but we still have another match. It would be really great if he gets 3 points, because right now, ladies and gentlemen, he is tied with Jules at 23 points.
Is he? Oh yeah, right. Like after that win. Sorry, I was gonna say he was at 22, but yeah, he got that win. So yes, he's currently 23 points right now. But that he could get extra 2 points if he wins this next match. I would also like to point out that Mawts also brought out a multi-throw of his own.
He did.
On RakEnRoL, and that is really smart, doing that against the wall, because the startup of that multi-throw is unescapable.
Ooh, okay, thank you for that. Because honestly, like sometimes I forget Nina has multi-throws because of how smothering her offense is. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, she does have multi-throws.
Look at that. No walls. I think this is the strategy of RakEnRoL, taking the walls out of the equation. No walls means no wall combos for Nina. And that is where Mawts got his mix up from in the previous match. So I think he's making it a bit more difficult for Mawts to get those damage.
More real estate to move around, more environment. Now Mawts collecting the first half of RakEnRoL's life. Oh, goes for the suplex. Now they trade places.
But that, what is RakEnRoL going to do? Good footsies for both players, but it's Mawts who has that life advantage.
He does. They have to meet at the center sometime soon. 30 seconds is about to hit the clock. And now still picking him apart in the stand-up game is Mawts.
Look at the keep away of Mawts.
Yep. Not allowing RakEnRoL to enter like his space of comfort with how he's gonna exercise his offense.
14 seconds left, and that standard or generic low kick to end that round.
Yep, just, if it's not broke, why fix it? Don't go for anything fancy. He does have the life loss. Nice binding whip there. And Mawts changing up his combo since there is no wall.
Look at that. He doesn't need wall steal damage.
Exactly.
Because this is Mawts we're talking about.
Now RakEnRoL trying to get back into this, trying to get into the groove of things. Another Wild Rising, one more hit will do it. Mawts is actually, just steamrolling right now.
Things are not looking good for RakEnRoL here. And there's the float. It's not even a magic 4. See, he caught him jumping with that right kick.
Yep, and now the tides are slowly turning. But look at this, RakEnRoL with a multi-throw. Domino stretch. What else we got? Oh, and able to escape.
Good escape from Mawts. No. Nice side step to that launcher. Here comes the butterfly.
That is hard to do, Hadi. That's right.
It is.
And Mawts able to pull it off with the greatest ease. And now RakEnRoL about to hit Rage, gets the Blonde Bomb. Not looking too well. One more chip will do it, and Mawts seals 3 points for him, overtopping Jules with 24 points on the board.